All right, I'm going to start this video about afternoon.wad with a call to action, okay? If you know about TQC, the Quinary Conundrum, how do I get this secret in map 29? If you're the author, which honestly isn't that unlikely, how do I get that? I don't know. All right, anyway, map 9. Ooh, I remember this being a tough one. Really about as hard as this WAD gets. Got 154 monsters, and we really get dropped in to a pretty hot start. A lot of hit scan. You really got to be careful about where you're standing here. You get chewed up. And by the way, with me taking damage, is a good time to point out. I really like the deep orange or maybe brown for the palette, the paint palette. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily good to show damage per se, but I do like the color. Now, this is a rare case where ammo is, in fact, fairly limited. So I'm going to do my best to get value out of my super shotgun before resorting to rockets. None of these have the requisite boom blockers, so, you know, they will fall. You gotta be quick on the draw here. Get those chain gunners quickly so you have time to turn around and get this pain elemental. Regular lost souls. No special monsters in this. So they have the full health. I think I'm gonna say something a little not necessarily controversial, but you know, you see them walking under the thing. It is what it is. I think maps like this that are fairly small. I know it's 154 monsters. It's definitely on the smaller end. It's only like 3-ish rooms. Work better for this type of map that is more about saving ammo. So here, I like taking out that Hell Knight before the vial, because then I can stand in front of the dead Hell Knight, defending it from getting, well, resurrected. Now we summon some more guys. This is a choice that I think I do stand by. I would have liked to shotgun those barons, but I didn't have enough shotgun. It is what it is. And now I don't really have enough ammo to get out of here, so I have to find some more. Pretty much this entire level is point of no return, so you have to clear it out as you go. Which sometimes I would rule as bad level design, but I don't think this is, because you're not missing enemies in terms of you don't see them. Oh, let me go back. The only reason you would be missing enemies here is you just don't have the ammo to deal with it. This is such an interesting section. That's like as interesting as one chain gunner can get. Little teleport. That jump isn't hard, but you only get one shot. If you miss it, you know, it's a reset. So you want all the goodies. It's actually a fairly easy hallway. Even though revenants, you know, usually they're pretty scary, en masse in particular. In this area, they are not. It really all comes down to this hallway is too narrow, so they can't take advantage of the homing missiles. Now, you could make a real argument that I'm making a mistake here, favoring going clockwise instead of counterclockwise, because mancubus. By the way, what is the plural for mancubus? I go with the mancubus. Because mancubuses is too much to say. Mancubi? It's not Latin. Is it? Is it Latin? What if it's Greek? If it's Greek, maybe it would be mancubodes? Mancubodes? Like octopus is a Greek word, so if you want to be like etymologically proper, then the plural would be octopodes. Anyway, both of these switches activates a little monster closet. Honestly, nothing to worry about. But, you know, you want to stick to English grammar constructs. I feel like this is something you don't really get that often. Usually you have lingering lost souls attacking you from different directions, or a pain elemental. I feel like you don't really get the groups of lost souls all that often. All right, big fight here at the end. I wish I could give more of a strategy, but see how I'm sort of on a line with that Archwell? Well, you don't, because it already happened, but you did. And that it's supposed to entice him to go directly at me. If you're always at a line with another object. That's how 2 points work. You can draw the line. But if you're directly south, north, west, east, then they will continue in that direction. And that's what you want. You don't want them to turn. All right. So all of these I've done 2 maps. So let's also do 2 maps for this. Afternoon 10. 10:21. All right. Revenge. What is going on with the names here? From what I remember, oh hello, this map was very challenging. Luckily, again, it's quite short, so the challenge is punishing. It's very hard. If that soul sphere was an armor, it would be the same, plus 100, right? But it would go a long way. So, really what it comes down to is there are a lot of resources on this map, but they're not available to you until much later. And one of the resources that's basically never available is armor. So you're always pretty squishy. So you get hit like once or twice, you're really in trouble here. Then there's the fact that going down there, too many monsters of powerful variety, and there's an archvile, I think. And then over here, there's all these imps on the windows, which you can't punch, and we can't reasonably kill because we don't have the weapons for it. This is just such a restrictive environment. Very, very difficult to progress here. Which is why this map took me 21 tries. As much as we love the chain gun, it doesn't really have the DPS. And this map, it doesn't really have the ammo either. I do my best to clear this out. You could argue that it's a bad choice, but I'm really valuing the simplification. Even though it's just imps, and I'm necessarily spending my ammo inefficiently. I want those guys gone. this guy as well. There are a lot of options for how to take out this file. You could let him come to you instead of rushing him. I like doing this, so I get myself this nice spot here. And then I'll be able to defend it somewhat cleanly. Now, if all goes well, you can take this key and then run back, just like that. And the advantage is it spawns in all the enemies, but they have to come to you in this tight space. And there's the arch file right there, rather than coming out the other end, which is a lot more dangerous. See, all these flying enemies, especially the pain elemental, are really neutered by being, well, indoors with a low ceiling. It's not absolutely necessary to do it like this. You could certainly just play it straight. But I like doing this, I don't know if I want to call it an exploit. I don't really like calling anything in Doom an exploit, because I just feel like that's the physics of the game. So, I realize I don't want to fight that Kako. Let's call in the next wave. And that is the Revenants. Because, you know, they can kill some of the Kakos for me, whereas I realize here it's taking way too long. Let's move on. So, it was only like 3 or 4 of my 20 attempts that got this far. Okay. Now, this is where this Revenant part honestly isn't hard. The reason this Revenant part would be hard is if you ran out of ammo already, in which case you're kind of screwed. But now we have lucky low roll. Now we have the imps and the cyber demon, and also the extra walls for cover. So I found that this spot was really good because the cyber demon takes a long time to get there. Lo and behold, he got there almost immediately this time. So I'm just like improvising a strategy here. My dream scenario was he kills most of the imps, I BFG him after. But of course, I had to use BFG on the imps. And it's like, I still need to deal a little bit of damage to the guy. So, okay, we'll get a hit on him as I'm breaching out to my safe-ish spot. The only reason this is safe-ish is the elevation and the weird geometry that they have trouble pathing towards. Even though this was scary in terms of space, also I can't go too far ahead or arachnos spawn. The reason this is scary is the space, but I ended up not taking that much damage. So yeah, very difficult map here. The rest, we spawn in the arachnos, we kill them from a distance. Very interesting map, both, well, I don't know if I want to say visually. Right, I hope I'm not insulting the mapmaker too much, but, you know, it looks fine, right? The way it works as a map, where you have the same area just opening up. I'm very often, I don't want to say always, I'm very often a fan of that type of level structure. And I don't really mind it being as challenging as it was, given that it was quite short. So really cool map there. I liked it. And we only have 3 maps left, so we'll, you know, catch you there.